Hey, welcome to Word with SDE. I'm your host, William Musoro. You know how we hold it down each and every other week. Today's show, I'm so excited about today's show. Our guest today does so many things. She wears so many hats. She's an MC, she's a radio presenter, she's a model. At one point, she was even a singer. And I mean, her dance moves are over the top. Ladies and gentlemen, Kwamboka.
Hey, what's good?
Hi, karibu.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Nothing humble about all this.
I
You
know.
got quite a cool studio over here.
Thank you. This is actually the best studio in Kenya right now, hands down.
I agree with you, totally.
Yeah.
Now, let's do this. First thing first, you are a reporter at some point.
Well, someone has done his research. Yes, I was actually, I was part of the guys who started K24. Yeah, with other awesome presenters like Smirti Virdiati, Jane Guerri, Polo Kamau, Ben Kitili, a lot of awesome people who we started at K24 with, who then continued doing reporting. Agnes Gakunga, who's also here at Standard Media Group. But I knew very quickly I didn't want to do it.
Why so?
I didn't go to school to be a journalist. It was just something that showed up while I was in campus, and I went because I'm always the kind of person who's always grinding. I don't believe in hustling. I believe in grinding because grinding doesn't stop. It's not something about money or getting to where you need to go. It's a life thing. When you're awake, you need to be grinding. So when the K24 opportunity appeared, I did it, and then I covered post-election violence.
How was that like for you?
Terrible. It was traumatic. It was very traumatic. I saw so many dead bodies. I saw anger and violence in Kenya in ways that I had never experienced because I was born and raised in Nairobi. I'd never really seen, stress until that particular moment, traveling all over the country and seeing all this violence and how people had so much hate for each other. I really quickly knew I don't want to do this. Yeah.
So the PEV that played a part in you quitting.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it was like, reporting at that time, there was no, I'm not going to go deep into it, but I just knew that it was, I wanted to tell people stories. I wanted to give people an opportunity to be able to tell us, and to be able to tell Kenya's story. That's not necessarily politics. That's why I stopped.
Seemingly, you do get into things, and when you do them, you succeed. There's also the Miss Tourism title that you won.
Yeah.
Apparently, you did it for your mom, but then you won.
Yeah. So before that, I played basketball in the league.
Tourism title that you won.
Yeah.
Apparently, you did it for your mom, but then you won.
Yeah. So before that, I played basketball in the league, in the national league.
National league?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I finished high school, I swam for the county, like in primary school though. So when I got to high school, I used to, I played, but I wasn't really good. And there wasn't a good team. And then when I finished high school is when I joined my church group, NPC, and we were in the league and we played. And then I got into USIU. So in that space, while I was still playing, I was debating, should I move to USIU? Because, should I just play for that team? But I love my team. And then in that space, I had my knee, basketball injuries. And then so my mom is like, yo, you got to use your height for something else than just, perambulating and playing sports. So I was like, okay. So then, Miss Tourism was happening and she was like, please do this for me. And she was so excited. And and then I won.
Wow, amazing. Now, one thing many Kenyans would remember you for is a Big Brother.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway from that competition?
Always have an open mind. When you have an open mind, you will be adaptable. Because it's not easy. I know a lot of people watching remember Big Brother. First things first, you're meeting. Imagine being locked up in, even just the few of us here in the studio, being locked up together. You get? First, we don't grow up in the same house. We have different personalities. We could get along like this, but after a couple of 2 days together, 48 hours in the same space, even 24 hours, So it's quite a challenge. from different backgrounds, from different personalities. You know, like a word like sisi in your language means us.
Yeah.
You know, in someone else's language in that same room is an offensive thing. So you every time you keep saying it, you're offending someone and you don't know. Yeah. You know, so it's interesting. So you just have to have an open mind. You'll be adaptable to anything.
Amazing. Behind Industry Night.
I am the mind.
You are the mind behind Industry Night. And was that informed by your earlier decision to be a singer, whereby you released a song? Did you see the challenges that Kenyan artists face in putting out the music? That's when the idea came to you, or how did you come up with the idea?
Okay. I did have a hard time trying to get into Kenyan. No, actually, not really. Because when I released my second song, I'll give you homework. Go and find my first song. It was even before Big Brother. Okay. Yeah. Nobody. I wasn't even using. Nobody even knows the name I was using. There's maybe a few people out there who can connect that person with this person. So when I went for Big Brother, when I came back, when I left the house, I moved to Nigeria, and I was just like, you know what, let me just start my music career now properly. And that time, Afro-pop or Afrobeats was now starting to gain traction. There was a young guy called Wizkid who had just started Akina Banky W. So I moved to Nigeria and I released a song, I shot a video, put it out there, and just the reception, you know, the reception was great, but of course there were haters. But then what to do after that? What to do now? You know, the structures. There was no structures. They were, you know, getting a manager. You couldn't even get a manager. Who knew what he was supposed to do? Agents. There were no, like, there was talent agencies, but it's like they only cared for the 5 artists who were at the top. You were not hearing any Kenyan music anywhere. You know, not in the clubs. There was just, you know, maybe that one token nameless song or that one token someone else song that they were playing. So when I came back, when I was in Nigeria, I experienced Industry Night there, where every Wednesday you could get to see all these top acts release their music there for free. Because this is where you come to sample it, you know, and build a culture. I came back to Kenya, first thing I was like, we got to set up an Industry Night. 5 years later, we're now in the spot of franchising, where we're creating different products under Industry Night for different places.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
And we've worked with over 1,000 artists. We've done workshops with over 2,000 artists where we teach you skills on how you can make music a career.
There's also the agreement of play Kenyan music. How did we end up to a point whereby Kenyan artists are asking to get airplay in their own country? I mean, tulifikaje hapo?
Me, ikitu nimesema hivi, and I keep saying it. Me, I'm not the kind of person who sits outside and says, enyewe ikitu inafaa kufanywa hivi na hivi. Because that's where I was before I started Industry Night. There's so many challenges in an industry that has no structure. It's like, for example, here, we're able to work because we know there's that person for digital, there's that person doing this, there's that person doing... There's professionalizing of the trade. What we have is people releasing music and then scavengers and then the money. You get? So before the money trickles down to the artist, there's a bunch of scavengers who figured out how to eat the money. Yeah, so that's one of the biggest challenges.
Now, aside from Industry Night, you're also the brains behind an NGO dealing with malaria, as you just telling me earlier on.
Yeah, so
tell us more about it.
Southeast Africa, again from Big Brother, 1 week we spent a whole week talking about malaria, and this NGO came in, an international organization, came into the house and they gave us tasks, and the whole week we were learning, you know, facts and stats about malaria in Africa. And I was like, I mean, it really stuck with me. And I was like, what do you mean people are dying from a disease that can be prevented, you know? So when I came back to Kenya, I just, you know, started like, I was like, all right, I'm going to distribute mosquito nets. This is an endemic region. I'm going to distribute mosquito nets. Guys, if you want to help me, you know. And a lot of fans from all over Africa and the world would send mosquito nets or money for it. And then, so then we're like, okay, let's put systems. Then I set up an NGO. It's called Southeast Africa. And then now we've been working with the stakeholders, World Malaria, for World Malaria Day with World Health Organization, USAID, UKAID, because they have the finances and we help with the communication.
You're unboxing. Once in a while, you sex it up with dresses and
I'm
all
constantly sexy. What are you trying to say, bro? I get what you're asking. You're asking that I have a different sense of style.
True.
Yes, because I'm a different individual. There's no other Kwamboks.
So being unique to you is a key factor.
No, it's just
the
normal.
fundamentals of who you are.
It's just normal. There's no two people that are alike.
True.
Even twins, when are two different personalities. The challenge we have is when you're constantly told how to think, then there will be 5 people dressed the exact same way in this office.
True.
Yeah, you'll come to work and the both of you are dressed the same. But I've never found myself in a situation where I'm dressed exactly as the next person. And I don't really think about much of my dressing. I just go to the wardrobe. I'm like, okay, and I like this color and I like this. I'm going to put them on and this is how. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, let's get out there. And sometimes I'll just be like, I just want to wear the shorts and a t-shirt and slippers and captain, like, yeah.
Amazing.
Deep. You got the keys to my Jeep. This is the sun, I'm in his stick shift. Ignition, baby, full speed. Ski. Accelerator, speedometer. Accelerator, speedometer.
Amazing. Now, you're dancing. You've won yourself quite many fans with your dancing and all that. When did you start dancing? You're a good dancer, by the way.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. I don't think I've always liked moving. I don't think there's ever a time I've just been like a still person. I've always liked movement, whether it's playing basketball or swimming or moving. And I have a very special relationship with music. For me, I can't work in a place that's silent. What is that? And by the way, all those offices that refuse people to listen to music, what are you trying to do, man? Are you trying to kill your employees? People gotta listen to music. I don't care even if you're in an kuna insurance ingine huko inakatazanga watu wasikize muziki. It's like what?
Deal with social media trolls.
What you should ask trolls how they deal with me. Because if you come to troll me, I will hit you back, bruh. That's if you're deserving of it. But my way to go about it is, they say, fire with fire is a lie. I'm very aware that there's a lot of people who are hurting. Because I don't, social media is such a weird space for you to come and say, yo, mind your own business. And then you keep walking. Because that's what it is.
True.
Social media has made people feel like I have to have an opinion about everything. Nah, son, you don't. It's okay to see something and be like, and move. You don't necessarily have to say, cheki, iyo nguo yako inakaa ya mtumba. Alafu niseme, okay, thank you. Hey, kwani unakuanga mtumba? You get? Shakumaliza. I don't need to pour hot water on everything. Sometimes I just be like, okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know my outfit is work.